Hey there, artists. So today we're going to be doing a clay skill builder. So for most of you, all of these techniques will be review, but I do want you to practice each of the 4 techniques that I'm going to show you, and one more that I don't have right here. And then afterwards, you can play with the clay till your heart's content. It also means that our clay artwork is probably coming up. So you're going to get a chunk of clay. You do not need to worry about wedging it. We'll talk about wedging in the next class. And you can, again, you're going to be making each of these 4 techniques. So take a piece of your clay, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a coil. A lot of you know coils as snakes or worms. So you're going to take a chunk of clay and you are going to roll it so it goes back and forth. If the clay is too thick or too squishy, you can squish it out into a tube shape first with your fingers before you roll it across the fabric. Now you are going to have fabric on your table to help keep it clean, but it's kind of hard to work with, but the table itself is hard to work with too because the clay sticks to it. So try to do your best, the best that you can, excuse me. So the clay also, whatever you make today, cannot be kept. So it's just for play and practice today. Everything else is going to have to be squished up at the end of class. Again, this clay is not prepared right. We did not wedge it. Okay, so this is a coil. That's it. It's just a worm, folks. But with that coil, see what kind of lines that you can make to create different shapes. As for what our actual clay art project is going to be, I'll have to tell you that live in class because it's not the same for everybody. So here is another example of a coil. All right, for a pinch pot. Now I know lots of you like to make pinch pots. You take another chunk of clay and you will roll it into a circle, a sphere. Take your thumb and you're going to squish it into the middle of your sphere of clay. And you take your other 4 fingers and you pinch and turn, 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 pinch and turn. And you've just made a tiny little pot. You can even take your coil and make it a little handle. All right, so there is a pinch pot. For a slab, folks, is a pancake. Now, there are ways to make gigantic slabs, and there are ways to make small slabs. For this piece, I just squished a piece with my hand. That's an option. For some classes, if you are a delightful, responsible class, and I'm sure you are, I will also be giving you a rolling pin that you could experiment with. First, make it a pancake. Don't just start with the rolling pin, just like you would do if you're baking. And then you can roll it out. Sometimes it will want to stick to your rolling pin, so be mindful. Sometimes it'll want to stick to your fabric, so flip it every once in a while so it does not stick to your fabric. Okay, guys, so that is a slab. And the last one I wanted to show you is freeform. Freeform is just squishing it up to get something that you like. You could be like, geez, this is the coolest thing I've ever made. That's a freeform. So I want you to practice each of these, and there's something else. Okay, guys, so that is the basic shapes that most clay is all made out of. So there are a few other things I'd like you to review. One is how to stick 2 pieces of clay together. Do you remember what that's called, folks? It's called slip and score. What is it called? Gosh, I really hope you said slip and score. Yeah, I really want you to do it. So if you didn't do it before, what is it called? I hope you just said slipping and scoring. Or score and slip. Oh my gosh, I just got those reversed. Okay, so this little freeform looks like a little bird, so I'm going to add some kind of wing. I'll make a mini slab, bloop, pinch it with my fingers to make it manipulate the shape, and I'm going to stick this now wing shape onto my bird. So to score, you can take any tool. I love forks, but it could also be just any tool. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, everybody. Sometimes that happens. That was in the video. It's not in real life. So I scratched it. All right, that's what scoring is. It just means ugly scratches. And then I'm going to scratch where I'm going to stick it to. So this is how to glue two pieces of clay together. So that's scoring, but it's a two-parter. You need to score and slip. At your table, I'm going to have some clay that was once dried and then add water. And it works like clay glue. Yeah, it's sticky and nasty, but you are going to put just a little bit on both sides. So I have put slip on both of these. I'm going to pinch it over, flip it over, and push them together. Take your time, get the shape that you want, and you can continue to manipulate it. Okay. The tools, you can do other things with them as well. You could add texture by making lines. This is to smooth things out. Not every table will have the exact same tools. I love sticks. You can use the sharper end, you can use the flatter end, and you can create pieces there. Other ways that you can add texture are sometimes there's texture rollers, sometimes. And these you can roll across. I'm going to do it on one of the slabs, for instance. And you got to stand and press and roll, and you can create texture within a piece as well. And the last thing is a sponge. Now, if I give a sponge to your table, it's going to look dry, but it is not dry. And this sponge, again, you can use to smooth out any rough edges. So we are going to be working with clay for the whole class. You are going to practice a coil, a pinch pot, a slab, and a freeform. And afterwards, you can just play with the clay as much as you want. And we'll clean it up at the end of art and get ready for our actual sculpture, hopefully in the next class. All right, everybody, happy arting today.